Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, and today I'm back with episode number 14 of my Dallas Cowboys franchise series here on Madden 19. So we are continuing season number 2, getting into the final quarter of the year. We are 9-2 so far through our first 11 games, and we're taking on this New York Jets team that is actually 8-3 entering this matchup. They're a 74 overall, but they have a good record, thanks in large part due to their rookie quarterback, Justin Herbert, who they took high up in the draft. Not first overall, I think he went 5th or 6th, kind of in that range. But they took him just 1 year after drafting Sam Darnold, but he has proven to be the real deal, while Darnold has been relegated to the bench, and Herbert has the Jets out to a pretty impressive start here in his first season as the starting quarterback. Herbert, of course, the quarterback at Oregon this season, and he is thought to be a potential #1 overall pick, along with the likes of Nick Bosa and Ed Oliver, among some others. But anyway, Herbert in this franchise has the Jets out to a 3-point lead over the Cowboys so far. But it's Elliott breaking through the line, and he's all the way into the end zone, busting off a touchdown run to put the Cowboys out in front. And he's going to celebrate with his teammates, and specifically his offensive line, in the end zone with a little free throw. And we're not sure if that one accounted or not, but it is 7-3 Cowboys now, late in the first quarter. And here's Ty Montgomery getting the handoff from Herbert, breaking a tackle, staying on his feet there for a moment, and he picks up a nice little chunk of change. 2nd and 3, Sean Lee busting that run. 3rd and 7 now, and it's Herbert forced to go to the air, and that is some good coverage by number 31 Byron Jones on the Jets' Robbie Anderson. So field goal attempt, and it's blocked by DeMarcus Lawrence. He recovers it on his own, and that's going to keep it a 7-3 ball game here. And then the Jets are going to get the ball back off of a turnover during the Super Sim right here, and Herbert converts with a long passing touchdown. So it's 10-7 Jets early in the second quarter. Prescott firing short, and it's Jalen Smith coming open on the slam route. He gets some good yardage on that. Connor Williams would be banged up on the play for the Cowboys, but he would be okay. Here's a play-action fake by Prescott. Breaks off of a tackle, fires end zone, and it's Kelvin Harmon popping open at the back of the end zone for the touchdown. And that's going to put the Cowboys back in front, make it 14-10 Dallas, and we've got the ball back. 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Prescott and the offense driving. Prescott goes end zone. He had a man, but it looked like Brown. It went off of his hands, and I'm not sure he would have had to feed in anyway. So it's Maher in the kicking unit out for the Cowboys, and Maher's kick is good. So the Cowboys are up by a full touchdown now, and they've got the ball back early third quarter. Still a 17-10 game. It's Elliott open in the flat, and he's going to get the yards he needs for the first down. That keeps the drive alive for Dallas. A couple plays later, 2nd and 7 from the 11. And it's Prescott going over the middle to Caden Smith, who hangs on after the big hit from Darren Lee. And it's another touchdown for Caden Smith, 24-10. Now 24-17 after the Jets get another touchdown, and they are driving down the field once again. So the Jets offense really having some more success against this Dallas defense than we've seen from a number of teams this year, as the Dallas defense has been one of the best in the league, and a big reason why they're off to a 9-2 start. But it's the Jets with 24 points now, as it's a tie game with 5 minutes to play. That's going to be a completion and a face mask penalty on the Jets defense, so that's going to get the ball down to the 10-yard line, 1st and goal, and a handoff to Elliott as he rumbles forward for about 6 yards. He's up to 162 yards on the day. Another impressive performance by the MVP candidate, Ezekiel Elliott, but that's a bad pass from Prescott, and it's intercepted by Jamal Adams, the 3rd-year safety at LSU. And that is a big momentum changer in this game as the Jets get the ball back. However, on their first play from scrimmage, actually on their couple plays later, because this ball's on the 30 already, they get a false start penalty, so that sets up 1st and 15. And then 2 plays later, it's 3rd and 15, and Herbert fires short of the stick, so the Jets actually punt the ball away. We get it back north of the 2-minute warning, and we've got plenty of time to just try and get in field goal range here. It's John Brown coming open on the play-action pass. That's going to be a first down. Now 2nd and 7. Couple plays later, we're going to hand off to Elliott, and Elliott is into the open field. He is going to go all the way to the house, using the sideline, evading a couple Jet tackles at the end, and getting into the end zone to give the Cowboys the lead, 31-24. Ezekiel Elliott, one of the best game breakers in the league, and he does just that to give the Cowboys a late lead here in East Rutherford, as now Justin Herbert with a chance to drive down the field and tie this game up for his team. But that was a terrible play call on 3rd and 10. That goes as a sack. 4th and 15. Herbert looking over the middle. It's almost intercepted. It falls incomplete. Dallas is going to get the ball back. They're going to run the clock out, and they're going to improve to 10-2 after another win in New York, this time against New York's AFC team, the New York Jets, as they fall. Just their 4th loss of the season. Like I said, they're off to a pretty good start, and even though they have a low overall, they fought pretty hard against us in this game. Jermaine Kearse with 116 yards and a touchdown. But we had good performances. We had Caden Smith and Kelvin Harmon with touchdowns. And defensively, DeMarcus Lawrence and David Irving getting sacks. But it was only Jet defenders getting interceptions today, as we could not force the rookie quarterback Herbert into a turnover. But anyway, we got another Offensive Player of the Week for Ezekiel Elliott, 213 yards rushing on 31 carries. That'll do it more times than not. Here's Durance Armstrong Jr., the guy I mentioned last episode, who is one of our depth pass rushers, but you see there he's got decent ratings with that 81 finesse moves, as we further consider the pending free agency of Randy Gregory. But we've got another matchup with the New York team. This time it's the Giants. They come to Dallas. They've got the red uniforms on. I don't know the last time New York actually wore these. It's been a while, I know that, but broke these out for this Cowboy-Giant game from Dallas, as I said, and it's Prescott in the offense getting the first chance here on a 3rd down opportunity. Caden Smith close to the first down marker. They would give it to him, and that would keep the drive alive. Now we're all the way down to the 11-yard line, and it's Elliott. Had some open field, but it was a nice play by a couple Jet defenders, or Giant defenders. I think that was Vernon and Dalvin Tomlinson over there on the stop. And then Harmon makes the grab, but he sort of ran backwards there. They would call him short of the goal line. 4th down, we're keeping the offense on the field, and it's going to be caught by Harmon. He does get his touchdown. Prescott finds him on the slant, and the Cowboys are out to a 7-0 lead. But it is Manning and the Giants driving down the field, but they run a screen play on 3rd down, trying to get the ball into the hands of Barkley unsuccessfully, as they would have to settle for a field goal. We are going to have to settle for a field goal, though, as Elliott is stopped on 3rd down by Vernon, who is having a good game for the Giants so far. 10-3 is the score. Barkley, though, again, not getting much going here on 2nd and 10, as the Giants once again in the Dallas red zone. And it is Eli now moving to his right, fires for Sterling Shepard, who hangs on. He was covered pretty well by Jordan Lewis there, but a nice throw by Eli Manning and an even better catch by Shepard. Now it's Manning going end zone. Humphries had his hands on it, and it looked like he just threw it away. That was a weird animation from new Giant wide receiver Adam Humphries. But next play, Odell Beckham popping open in the end zone, and the Giants get the game-tying touchdown here. So we're knotted up at 10 late in the 2nd quarter. Prescott moving to his right finds Harmon, and Harmon is going to pick up a 1st down. There is a flag on the field, however, and head coach Kellen Moore not looking happy about this, but it's actually going to be roughing the passer on the Giant defense. So tack on 15 yards, not an insignificant chunk right there to the end of that play. Prescott now on 3rd and 6 later in the drive. 1 minute to play in the 2nd quarter. John Brown is open short. He's got the 1st down. Now a couple plays later, 3rd and 8, 30 seconds to play here. Ball on the 35-yard line. And it is Kelvin Harmon coming open on play action. Harmon stays in bounds, however, so we have to call our 2nd timeout. Got one of those left, 22 seconds left. Ball on the 20. Prescott looking over the middle. He's got Harmon once again, but he stays in bounds. 16 seconds left, and we have no timeouts. Ball on the 5. Prescott can't take a sack here. Moving to his left, tons of time. No pass rush, and that was a dangerous pass. Almost intercepted, but it falls incomplete. Next play, 9 seconds left. 2nd and goal. Time for one more play for this Cowboy offense. It's Prescott. Again, can't take a sack. That was caught, and luckily it was dropped, because if he had caught that, and it did not look like he would have had the end zone, and that would have ran all the time left on the clock out. But instead, we'll take the 3 points as the clock expires on the 2nd quarter there. We have a 13-10 lead, and it's Jalen Smith, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, getting the sack on the quarterback Manning, setting up 3rd and 20. Manning has to fire to Beckham short, as he was feeling the pass rush there. 4th down coming up. Field goal unit is out for the Giants, and they are going to take the game-tying field goal, making it 13-13 here midway through the 3rd quarter. Prescott on 3rd down, firing short. He's got Jalen Smith, who's got the yards he needed for the first down. Keeps this drive alive as it's now down to the 14-yard line on first down. Prescott over the middle. He's got his man, Caden Smith, in the end zone. And Smith nearing double-digit touchdowns for the season now, as he has really emerged as probably our biggest red zone threat. And now it's Manning going deep. He's got his man, Evan Ingram. Ingram is matched up against Sean Lee in coverage right there, and Ingram handily beating Lee in coverage as he came wide open there. Manning has the Giants driving, looking for the game-tying touchdown, but he just throws this one away on third down. So another field goal. This is going to be the third one the Giants have settled for today, and they have 16 points to the Giants, or to the Cowboys 20 now, as the Cowboys driving down the field on their next drive. It's Jackson, the fullback, making this catch on third down, but there is a flag, and this one looks like it's going to be coming back. Kellen Moore again not happy, and it is indeed holding against the Cowboys. So that makes it 3rd and 12 from the 34-yard line. Prescott looking deep, right side's got a man, and that ball goes off the hands of Janoris Jenkins and into the hands of John Brown, who kept the feet in bounds. That's a first down for the Cowboys. From the 2-yard line we go, and it's Allen Hurns in the end zone. The Cowboys turning that into 6, and then a turnover from Eli Manning gives us the ball back inside of the 10-yard line once again. And on 3rd and goal, Prescott looking short. It is Harmon this time in the end zone, opening this game up now 34-16. Another turnover gives us the ball in the red zone, and we are just pouring it on the division rivals now as Elliott cuts back to the left, and he gets in on his first try for the touchdown. Make it 41-16, make it 48-16 during the Super Sim as we completely just blow out the Giants in this fourth quarter. I don't know what I guess it was 20-16, and we scored 28 unanswered in that fourth quarter at the end. So that was pretty crazy. But Prescott finishing with 4 touchdowns. Elliott with another 200-yard day. He will surely win MVP if he continues this pace and does not get hurt. Remember, he finished 2nd last year to Dak Prescott. Prescott having a much more of a modest year, but Kelvin Harmon maybe with a breakout performance. 10 catches, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He really impressed today. And defensively, it was the defensive line and Jalen Smith all getting some sacks. And we got some player boosts at the end of the game. Kaliki Hudson here is our rookie safety that I've been discussing a little bit in the last few episodes, getting him some more playing time since we shipped Jeff Heath off to Carolina. But here we go now, our final game of this episode. We've got the Week 15 matchup, our last divisional game of the year actually, against the Washington Redskins. But before we get into that, we're looking at the free agents one more time. And Randy Gregory, it's getting to the point where we got to make a decision if we're going to go after him before he hits the market as a free agent. We want to start discussing that contract now in case he doesn't like our initial offer. But he does like our initial offer, and he is going to re-sign with us on a 4-year deal. Not a lot of money guaranteed. And as I look at Sean Lee, that's kind of the one thing scaring me about a potential Sean Lee contract as I look at the draft stories here one more time for the final time this season. But the thing that is a little bit scary to me about Sean Lee is just the guarantee. He is an older player, and he's looking for $4 million guaranteed on his salary and about an $11.5 million a year salary as it is for 2 years. And I would much prefer to swallow doing a 1-year deal on him, which is why I think I'm going to wait until the end of the season to see what his demands are in the offseason, because his rating is probably going to go down. And maybe his 2-year demand turns into a 1-year demand, which I think would be a lot more preferable from my end. As Jordan Lewis getting this game started right with an interception on the first 3rd down opportunity we got on defense. But for Randy Gregory, it was pretty simple just because he really didn't demand a lot of guaranteed money. He was really looking more for an inflated base salary, which is non-guaranteed, and it means we can basically cut him at any time, or if we trade him, we're not liable for that money. We're only liable for the money that's guaranteed. So he becomes an easy contract to trade, which could happen if, you know, Taco Charlton sticks around, if we draft another defensive lineman who I want to play more or whatever. But and overall, it just wasn't a lot of money to keep Gregory around. A 3rd down pass rusher, you know, even though he's not necessarily a 3-down player, I still feel like you have to have pass rushers. 3rd down is so important defensively, and you have to be able to get off the field, and you have to be able to get pressure in third and medium, third and long situations, so you don't let those routes down the field develop. You don't let your secondary get exposed. And the defensive line is one of the strengths of our team. I intend to have that continue, and I don't want to cheap out. I really feel like a lot of times I tend to rely on free agency and think I'm just going to be able to sign someone in free agency. And you saw last offseason, I had the best contract offer to a couple different guys. At least Golden Tate I did, and with Trey Boston I was competitive, but I didn't get either of those guys. So it's really hard to get guys in free agency. That's kind of my thing about that, is I might as well just keep the good players I have here, because it's going to be hard to replace them in free agency. But anyway, we've got a pretty competitive game here, 3-3. Late in the second quarter, and it's Trey Boston. There's that man I was just discussing who signed with Washington in the offseason. He gets the interception there. This Washington team, they signed a handful of players on defense. They signed Ryan Shazier, Jonathan Hankins, and Trey Boston on defense this past offseason, and they're showing that their defense is pretty improved, as they've held us at 3 points this game. Elliott has been held in check, and Prescott in the passing game has not really gotten it going, but now we're driving down to the field as it's 6-3 Washington. That is a first down grab from Harmon, and then there was a nice catch. I think that was Harmon again, holding on to that one. 2nd and 1 from the 3. We're going end zone, and there he is, Caden Smith, seemingly always fighting himself open in this part of the field. So he's got the touchdown. Our first touchdown of the game makes it 10-6 Dallas. Now Alex Smith, he gets pressure on 3rd down, and he is going to fire it incomplete. So 4th down, they punt it away. We get the ball back into the 4th quarter. Early part of the 4th quarter, we've got a 3rd and short. It's Elliott bouncing this one to the outside, spinning back, and he's going to get the first down. Drive continuing, but it actually would continue for us as a field goal attempt because we have a 4th and 13. So we're going to take the 3 points here. This is a long 52-yard attempt, but you know Brett Maher is going to be money. So it makes it 13-6. Cowboys up by a full touchdown now, which is good because the Redskins are driving. It's Alex Smith firing short to his tight end Garrett Selleck, and Selleck has a short gain there. Now 2 plays later, 3rd and 5. Smith feels the pressure, and it's Robert Quinn getting in there for the sack. Haven't called his name a ton this year, but he has been pretty steady on that defensive line. He was one of our, probably our biggest signing, honestly, as a free agent in the offseason. And like I said, haven't called his name a ton, doesn't have a ton of sacks, but he's been very good. We brought him in to be a run defender as well, not just a pass rusher, and he has done an adequate job in both of those roles. And it is Jalen Smith making the grab there near the goal line, as it's 13-9, and this touchdown is going to make it 20-9. That makes it a 2-score game, putting us in the driver's seat for yet another divisional win. Less than 2 minutes to play. Alex Smith trying to keep this game alive on 4th down. It's Thompson catching it short of the 6, but he falls forward for the first down. So that's going to keep the game alive for Washington. They settle for another field goal, their 4th of the day. Make it 20-12. They need this onside kick to keep any hope alive, but it's Caden Smith recovering it on the hands team, and that is going to close out this game for the Cowboys. We actually are going for one more 3rd down play because Washington does have 1 timeout left, so we need to pick up the 3rd down to be able to run the clock out, and why not just stunt on him with a deep pass to Allen Hurns for the final first down. Then we would take a couple of knees and end off a 20-12 win. Another good showing by the defense, which really has rounded into form, especially in the second half of the season. They have been really leading us to some wins. I know a lot of the time I hype up the offense with Prescott and Elliott and some of our young receivers, but I got to say the defense, especially here today, I mean, neither Prescott nor Elliott having great days. Like I said, this Washington defense is much, much improved from what it was last year, and it really showed. But our defense was up to the task, being matched up with another good defense. And you see there Quinn, Lawrence, and Lee all getting sacks. And we had Sean Lee and Jordan Lewis with interceptions. So good days out of both of those guys. We advance to Week 16. We got 2 more games in the regular season left. That's going to be the next episode. We're going to have that and the end of season awards in the next episode. We got a couple more player upgrades here, and then we are going to wrap it up. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and it doesn't matter.